Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips for Monday, the 9th of December. Well, it was an okay day with the horses. I'm sure many other channels might be celebrating. uh, Well, I don't know, sound a bit scratchy. So it was a double money day if you didn't have the football. If you did have the football as well, you'd have lost £2. However, you would have been a bit unlucky with the football because we only lost on a Arsenal disallowed goal. I don't. It could have been 10 yard offside. I don't know, but it was disallowed, so therefore we didn't get the over 2.5 goals treble up. So Lucinda Russell did okay. A number of placed horses. I'll tell you what. I know it might sound a bit naff, but if the I didn't quite know what prices they're going to end up. Some drifted massively actually. The Siberian, it's not called Tiger, but Siberian Tiger, let's call it. I took nines. It returned 22s. It's like, what's that all about? Anyway, regardless of that, I haven't learned my lesson yet from taking the prizes, but I'll put the bet on quickly. So some of you may have benefited more than myself. So yeah, it was a double money day, even though. But as I was saying, regarding the last horse, came unplaced at 7-4, which is a bit frustrating because even if the 7-4 chance had come placed, still would have been it would have been a much better return. But anyway, let's get on to Monday. So I've gone for the evening racing at Wolverhampton, but I just want to have a quick mention about. I think the vast majority of people that watch my channel, the same as me, watch most of the other channels, which are I'm going to name a few, but you've got Flat Cap, you've got Connor 500, you've got that Peter Fillingham, you've got Grumpy Old Man. Oh, that's the polite word. The third one, Dave the Suit, Mickey D, and Bashir Watts, and it's Bashir Watts that I'm actually talking about. No, there's no scandal. So I've seen his videos recently. I tell you what, it could be a helpful angle to listen to his channel regarding the horses. And if it talks one up, I'm not going to believe the hype. All I'm going to do, I'm going to listen, like I do with any other person that comes on. I'm going to listen to what they've got to say. But so I have listened to what he's got to say, and I think that Al Mudafa, because let's be honest, we know what level they're running at. I saw some comments that were really unnecessary. I thought it was shocking, to be honest. There were too many trolls for my liking. I think about a quarter of the comments were trolls, um, unnecessary. You can clearly see that he loves his racing and he loves his horses. So when I'm trying to think of the horse now, and I can't think of it. So the horse that ran the other day at Newcastle, when it came on the outside, where Basher Watts has always actually said that the horse saves a bit for itself. Um, it came to win the race, in my opinion, but it had too much daylight and was running possibly on the unfavoured side of the track. All right, yeah, it was only about 5 or 6 horse widths off the rail, but I think it came there with promise. Um, I did actually leave a comment on the channel saying that what I would like to see, which clearly they're not going to take my advice, but I would like to see it step up in distance and help force the pace. Why? Because I think it's a perfect opportunity to tell the horse what to do. Um, Also, it won't stay the mile, which it would be a mile they'd have to step it up to because it was 7 furlongs time. It won't stay the mile, and they've got a good chance that it'll come. Its handicap mark will get dropped, so it can go in a 0 to 70. Probably, um, I'd say probably somewhere like Wolverhampton over 7 furlongs, just behind the pace, probably about fourth or fifth place. Yeah, but anyway, that's irrelevant. But what I do want to tell you about what I got into this subject for, he's got a horse. He's got two tomorrow, but I can't say anything about one of them because it's never ran before. But the Al Mudafa or Al Mudafa, whatever it's called, I think that's a horse seriously worth watching because I think if we time it right, we can get a winner there. Because I looked at the form and it is the kind of horse that would go for. However, not tomorrow because with listening to what he's got to say, first of all, it's coming off a gelding operation. Um, he said it will come on for the run. It'll come on for the run. I'm saying that since it's had the gelding operation, it's basically just been out in a field, enjoying itself, relaxing. Yeah, it's probably a few pound overweight, which is why Whitel said it'll come on for the run. But I do believe that if that horse runs okay, because he did say he's gonna race it cold, and I know that somebody actually asked the question on Flat Cat Callum's channel about not knocked about. Well, um, racing it cold, basically, I believe is they're going to be sat towards the rear, and it's gonna do its best work towards a finish under basically a hands and heels ride. Um, so I think it could be ridden to probably look like a non-trier tomorrow. Not saying it's not trying. I'm just saying it'll be tenderly handled because it's his first run for a while as well. So yeah, that Almu Wadafa worth keeping on. I don't want to put anybody off if somebody fancies it. Get stuck in if you want, if that's what you do. But anyway, let me get on to Monday's selection because, like I said, I've gone to Wolverhampton. I will be watching the Basher Watts horse. I can't back the other one, the Before the Storm, I think it's called, because I've already picked one in it. Anyway, the first select. So basically, what I've had is I've had a 10 pence each way lucky 15. I've had 25 pence each way singles and a 25 pence each way accumulator. It comes to £5.50, and it's not a free bet. And I haven't taken the prices for a first. So the first selection is May Remain in the 4:15 at Wolverhampton, and they're paying 4 places. Oh, I've pressed it. 4 places instead of 3. I meant to just do the drop down. Um, Right, this horse, as the Racing Post says, it is running itself into form. I think it's getting fairly well handicapped. So if it gets to the front unpestered, I think you've got a good chance of it getting a place. Will it win? I don't know. I just think if because she can ride, and if Ellie May Crute can get the horse from draw 7 for an uncontested lead, which may not be easy, especially at Wolverhampton where they tend to go quite quick, or there's normally a few that go up for the pace. Um, if it does get an uncontested lead, I think it's got a good chance of being in definitely the first 3. Um, but we'll see. As you can see, I'm keeping it to small stakes, so it's more of a hopeful bet. The second selection, I do believe, is a biggish prize. No, it's 10-1. But well, let me get into it because I'm not. This isn't the best of video again. I'm like confused myself. So it's Hamel in the 5:15 at Wolverhampton. I do believe this is Sean Williams trained horse. I'm just going to double check. This is what I meant to do last time. Yeah, uh, not Sean Williams, Stuart Williams. So it's a Stuart Williams trained horse. Marco Gioni. Well, I'm interested in this jockey because I think he's a very good all-weather jockey. So, in fact, let me just have a quick look. I've lost the plot. I don't think you can see this screen now, but if you can. So I'm currently looking at the Racing Post 5:15 race. I just need to double click why I've selected this horse. So this is over 7 furlong. Yeah, it's never ran before. So obviously it's guesswork. Very expensive. I'm just reading this now. Very expensive yearling, but sold on race for £6,000. Good pedigree. Check the betting. So interesting horse. It could be anything, but all I was thinking is the first 2 in the race have probably got it between them. One's got a penalty though, or I think it's a penalty because I still don't quite get these rider restricted races and whatever, and these some novice stakes. This one is so yeah. I've gone for it because I think it's probably it could potentially be the best of the rest. You've got the third and fourth favourite, who are probably the more obvious ones for getting a place. One of them's that Believe the Storm, where Bashaw said it had a few problems, but obviously clearly it's over the problems. Otherwise, they wouldn't be running it. You've got a George Bowie horse which has got a chance, but makes you wonder why they've got a £7 claimer on. Are they taking £7 off because they think it's got a chance of running well, or is it just the horse is no good, so they're giving the jockey bitter experience? I don't know. And then, to be fair, after those four horses, and that includes the first, second favourite, after those four horses, it's anybody's that could grab the third place. But I've gone for this Stuart William trained horse, very expensive, and hopefully this trainer has worked wonders with it. So the next selection is Bear Rock in the 5:45 at Wolverhampton. So this is another horse that could sneak into the frame. It's got a lot to find, but I like the fact that Richard Kingstone's been booked. I think it's drawn four. It's run twice. It seems to be gradually improving, but it's a weak race, or it's a weak race in my opinion for that third place. And hopefully this one at a decent price. It's currently 20s, could run a decent race. And the final selection is Dramatic Effect in the 6:45 at Wolverhampton, paying four places instead of three. So I think this is a bit of a dark horse. I quite like this one. Um, I think last time's run was tried over too far, um, possibly deliberately, maybe, because I don't think it wants that far. And I think well, not I think, I know it was the horse's first run on the all weather. So maybe they were lining it up for a shot at. They wanted to see if it could handle the all weather. And then I think they've dropped it back in distance now because it's now going to run on the all weather that it's clearly shown that it can handle it. And also, it's at a distance more to its liking. So don't get me wrong; these are four selections. They're a bit hopeful. You've got a 10 to 1, a 10 to 1, a 20 to 1, and I think the other one's 12s. So the tasty prices, especially if all four come placed, there is a chance that none of them will come placed. But that's the risk that you take. Certainly, when you're following me, that's the risk that you take. It's only my opinion. So those are the four selections. So if you can give me a like or a subscribe, I would really appreciate it. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.